A lot of talk recently has been about size, and yes, we'll get to that. But my main takeaway from these World Eaters Khorne Berzerkers is that chaos is fun now?
Shut up and sit down.
Hey you scallywags! Today we're looking at 3 Khorne Berzerkers from the World Eaters. This is the first release by Joytoy from their Warhammer 40k line since the release of their first Space Marine 2 figures. So there's been a lot of speculation over whether the size has changed to accommodate the new, larger SM2 figures. So before we find out how fun these figures are, let's start there. A general rule of thumb is never go by Joytoy's height measurements on their boxes. They just never seem to align with what we get in hand. However, in this case, it's pretty spot on. The box says each Berserker is 12.6 centimeters, which is 4.961 inches, and I measured them to be about 5 inches, which is about 12.7 centimeters. So this is the most accurate to their box I've seen thus far. So here's how they stack up against the most recent of Loyalist bucks, looking a tad smaller than the most recent 4.0 Space Marine 2 Titus buck on the left, and looking more intimidating against the latest 3.0 Warhammer 40k buck, Sternguard Veterans on the right. The height between SM2 and Berserker is probably the most lore accurate of these 2 examples. The Black Legion Termies don't look as large as they maybe should, but they are still appropriately bulky. Your standard sized Black Legion Marines, along with the Chaos Lord, I believe, are dwarfed by being almost a whole head shorter than the Berzerkers. Unsurprisingly, the World Eaters seem to fit right in with Crimson Slaughter with a very similar colour scheme, and the height variants here I actually quite like. I like thinking that the Berzerkers are just larger for some reason. And just so you can see how they stack up against 30k era traitors, we have a Beaky Boy on the left and Horus on the right. Overall sizing I'm actually okay with. Against Titus and Co, these guys look like they could handle their own, and against the older figures they look especially intimidating against the old Chaos lot, and you can attribute any height variance to the warp. As for whether this is the new norm, we'll have to find out with Joytoy's next 40k Loyalist release. But if it means they'll end up being more playable like this lot, then I'm all for it. And with that out of the way, let's take a look at each individually. First up is Khorne Berserker 2, who has quite a unique helmet compared to the others. It works on a double barbell joint like previously, with no additional detail on the neck area, but will have the kind of range we've come to expect from 40k. This is a bit softer than I thought it'd be. Nice detail on back. We have a couple of skewered skulls atop of these vents that adorn this nicely detailed power pack. Lovely paint separation there. This is loose, you can take that off if you like. Hooped pauldrons, arm goes around, go up about there, twist at the bicep, double bend at the arm, double barbell at the wrists. Raised icon in the shape of a world with a mouth, very clever. Skull, skulls galore. Even this looks like a skull. Holster, grenades, you can pop out if you want. Movement up here, feels like a single ball. Got waist, together, feels really good. Softer plastic for this. I like the small detail with the gaps there as well, like they're individual pieces. And the sculpting underneath. I have no idea why they've each got this thing around their right thigh. Jean-Claude is not so bad. Sculpting gets in the way. Chaos. Leg go up, there, back there, twist, double bend at the knee, get some bend up there, bend down there, down, up, twist, pivot, and toe. So nothing really different. You like the studs there, nothing new, but for some reason these do feel a lot nicer to play with than others that we've had, even from the loyalist figures that were out. It could be maybe to do with the size. Anyway, each Berserker comes with a stand, which is standard for each of Joytoy's releases. It also comes with two closed fists, left and right. A left and right trigger finger, so I can hold the gun in any hand. A left and right holding hand for holding his chain sword. Here's this Chaos Bolt pistol, which is pretty cool with that little knife at the front. Very nice. This can be removed. Be put back in there. And hold it with either trigger finger hand. And that holds very nicely. Chain sword, which is looking very good with lots of pointy bits. Chaosified. This goes in either of the grabby hands. Like that. So he's ready for some chaotic fun. Let's get him in a little pose. There you go, shooting his way to spill blood for the blood god. And this is Berserker number 5, with that more sort of chaos looking front grill bit like Darth Vader. He's also got these teeth that kind of limit movement a little bit. Lovely detail at the front here. Look at that belt and this soft plastic. Good stuff here. And here, this arm, different. This one's kind of, yeah, it should be up like that, like you'll see with my Eviscerator guy. This arm is exposed, so it's flesh, more range than the other side. Can twist there as well. And there's a double bend at the elbow, which looks a bit strange. I think Joytoy could have done a bit more, taken a few more liberties with this arm, but I guess you could say it's due to chaos, why it looks a bit weird. Back here, similar stuff, but really good detail still all around. A lot of chains here. So yeah, same sort of design. He comes with 2 trigger finger hands, again for holding his pistol. 2 grabby hands for holding his chainsword, or his horny helmet. Here's his pistol with a longer magazine bit. Can also be removed and put back in. This hand can hold it, or the other. And that's held quite nicely with this gloved hand. This chainsword I really like. It's got the chainsaw bit going all the way around. Be held there. And I think this looks really awesome. Let's get him in a little pose. Go. Just like slicing with this chainsword. Let's try something different. A bit more of a like wacky pose. Or dynamic. And there you go. Berserker with Eviscerator chainaxe, without his chainaxe of course, was the first one I really wanted. I do like this design for the helmet. Like the design all over the skull here as well. Look how detailed that looks. It's even got, yep, hole in the skull. And this could actually be the skull of a marine. Claw things on his feet. Again, this white thing for his right thigh. Skull there on his left knee. He also has an exposed arm. Oh, and this pauldron here. So this bit came off and doesn't really fit in very well. Nice back here. This chain I like. It's one of the reasons why I got him. So with this pauldron, it's not as warped as on my Berserker 5. 2 grabby hands, which you can use to hold his chain. Also 2 trigger finger hands. And he also comes with 1 left fist. Doesn't come with a flesh fist. This is his bolter, similar to the other. This can come off. It can go in either trigger finger hand. This flesh one holds it quite well as well. And this is his Eviscerator chain axe. Reason I got this guy as well, this huge axe. This goes in this hand. Easy to swap out, put in there, so I can hold it. Can also double hold. All the hands are on a sort of softer plastic. This chain bit you can attach to the bottom here. Just goes in like that. There you go. He looks awesome. Like that. Just about to eviscerate you. There you go. The Eviscerator chainaxe Berzerker. Looking good. So I was a bit surprised that these guys are still using the older feel plastic. Although I do prefer that. I'd gotten accustomed to the Space Marine plastic. But these do feel nice and are great to pose around. Except for that. The feet kind of spread apart when you push down. Found with the Space Marine ones, they're pretty solid with the legs. They don't like spread apart when you put a bit of pressure down on the body, so they're nice to pose around when you've got them down on a flat surface. Work really well. Titus' chainsword is undersized, I think. You look here, the Chaos one's a little bit bigger. Yeah, even if it was that size, it would be, yeah, better. Oh well. One thing I would have liked from these guys, if there was more shading, or if Joytoy actually did sort of weathering and like blood and all of that, it would have made these guys look especially good. But I suppose that's for us to customize. I'm just not too good at doing that sort of thing. Otherwise, these are really great figures. The pauldrons, of course, are a bit of a disappointment that they kept the hoopy pauldrons. Would have loved the SM2 Terminator style pauldrons if they just made that the standard now. But these guys do move about very, very well. And yeah, I don't know, something about them just feels nicer than what we've previously got. Maybe due to the size, are you able to sort of pose them around more easily? No idea, but definitely like a far stretch from what we got from the Chaos Terminators before. And the size doesn't really bother me. They could fit in either with the SM2 or standard 40k and look very intimidating there. So I'd definitely recommend getting any of these Khorne Berzerkers. Blood for the blood god. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Are you getting these? How do you feel about the size? If you'd like to get your own or any other Joytoy products, please click the link in the description to check out my affiliates so we can get money off and discount codes and stuff off Joytoy products. If you like this video, please click the thumbs up. For more content, subscribe, and I'll scale you later.